Marvel fans were satisfied with the recent series release of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. After the slight disappointment with the Wanda Vision series, this sure put large smiles on their faces. Seeing Sam own his role as Captain America and seeing Bucky settle well with the demons of his past, fans can't wait for the next Captain America movie 4, where we might see Madam Hydra and Agent Carter be up to no good. So, welcome back to Trend Craze, and let's give you an insight into 21 epic facts about The Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. Number 1. The New York to Louisiana shift. In the comics, Sam actually hails from New York. His personal connection to the city is very important if we were going to delve into his background and origins. So, to help Anthony Mackie showcase that aspect, the producers changed Sam's whole town to Louisiana so that he could relate to it better. And we've seen him at his best there, talking so comfortably with the locals and blending in. Number 20. Two-hander movies. Two-hander movies are movies with two main characters, and they can go in many ways, which can go in two extremes. And here, he was going for a lethal weapon sort of angle, and the chemistry of Sam and Bucky sure was sizzling. The producers wanted exactly that for the series, and they sure managed it great. Number 19. Baron Zemo. Baron Zemo was a character initially not present or written into the script. Nate Moore, who was the executive producer, explained that when they figured out the story, he got added extremely naturally. Daniel Bruhl, who played Zemo to a T, also was so happy at the screen time he was given, but he couldn't wear a mask. Number 18. SUITCOVIA advertisement. Remember that many commercials we saw in Wanda Vision? Here, also in the middle of the series, we see Zemo acting out a commercial for a brand called SUITCOVIA. This is a play on Sokovia, which is where Zemo's from, so he purchases all his clothes from SUITCOVIA. This was indeed a super cute creative twist they've added to generate a giggle. Number 17. The girl power of the DORA MILAJE. Florence Kasumba plays the Black Panther Dora Milaje character, Ayo, and we can't imagine anyone else in that role. It was told in the series that Wakanda's elite fighting force keeps in contact all the time. This is the reason they were able to promptly arrive where Zemo was. We also observe in films that Wakanda is always aware of the happenings of the outside world. Number 16. The pandemic. Have you realized that there are huge changes in location during the shooting of the series? The series was supposed to be shot in Puerto Rico, and everything was planned out. But in 2020, an earthquake afflicted the place and ruined much of the infrastructure. Marvel wasn't surprised, though, and they decided to go ahead with the whole plan, but there was yet another earthquake. So, Disney moved the filming location to Prague instead. And the shooting began, and yet again the pandemic struck. So Marvel had to send everyone back home and had to delay filming by several months, until filming resumed with all the safety measures. Number 15. MADRIPOOR'S reality. Remember Madripoor? With all the Asian inhabitants, it seems to be located somewhere in Southeast Asia, but actually, they shot it in a suburb of Atlanta in Georgia. They saw a few narrow, heavily congested back alleys there in Atlanta, and they redesigned the set to look like Mozambique or Vietnam and shot all the scenes. This was because they got an ideal location to shoot all the Madripoor scenes successfully. Number 14. Agent Carter returns. Everyone wanted Emily Van Camp's role back, especially the Marvel executives. They wanted her back in the MCU and tried to find many ways to get her back in action. They tried to fit her into the Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, but her character had the burden of being Steve Rogers' love interest, which was an effect they didn't want in the scene. So, they decided to get her back here. Boy, did that turn out great! Number 13. The truck fight. This entire series has been all about great fights, amazing action sequences, and who can forget the fight between the Flag Smashers, Sam, Bucky, Walker, and Lamar in the second episode. It was a very difficult scene to shoot as it was on moving trucks and quite a hassle. And it had to look like Germany, but it was actually shot on the outskirts of Atlanta. So they were smart. From the trucks to the tires, the wire removal to even the mountains and sceneries were just VFX. Even the actors. They were superimposed in sequences impossible to shoot, and we couldn't tell a thing. Number 12. Wingsuits. Now, don't get disheartened that all the fights were VFX effects. Remember the big opening sequences where Sam was hunting Batroc the Leaper? This was shot quite realistically with filming actual skydivers to get some amazing shots of the air, and Batroc's crew also were actual professional wingsuit flyers. This was done to give epic realism, but Falcon and the helicopters were purely CGI. But this aspect is kinda cool. Number 11. Isaiah Bradley. Malcolm Spellman, who was the writer of the show, had the idea to get Isaiah Bradley to play a huge role in the series. He was a huge fan of the black representation of Captain America and pitched this idea of a person who could have been the alternate version of Captain America, and the producers loved it. Hence came the intro of the character of Isaiah Bradley. Number 10. The cool cowl. Falcon being Captain America comes with a lot of customization and tailoring of his costume. The one piece itself was so difficult to design, the cowl had a whole new fan base. But the cowl was hard to look like one and stay in place as it wasn't strong enough, so the cowl in the end was designed as a visual effect instead. They realized this would need more precision before the release of Captain America 4. So, well, that's a cool fact right there. Don't over-criticize the cowl, folks. Next time. Number 9. Zemo's raft cell. We saw Zemo watch the news and get crazily alarmed when he sees the unfolding of events in the city, where Karli, super soldiers Sam, and Bucky are fighting. The raft that was shown is the same as the one where Team Captain America was in prison during Captain America's Civil War. Zemo being locked up there was a beautiful reference to how all the rogue Avengers were locked up, considering how the series has good callbacks to the movies. Number 8. Sam's Captain America suit. Marvel tends to give twists and not stick to the comics, but here they sure did. And boy, we are so glad they did. Sam's Captain America suit resembles the comic book one to perfection. They've mostly put a lot of whites in it with speckles of red and blue, same as the comics. Steve's focused more on the dark blue version, which brought out some sort of regality that Captain America is supposed to possess. Number 7. Sam and Karli's fight. Karli and Sam's fight, though expected, had so much chemistry that we all wondered if there was actually supposed to be something between the two. He was just not willing to fight her, which is fine because Captain America did the same thing with Bucky in The Winter Soldier. The scene was reminiscent of that and was so powerful as he's just seen blocking her attacks. Steve got through to him the same way Sam responded to Karli, and when Karli died, Sam genuinely looked so sad about it, fans were left wondering if he actually liked her in more ways than one. Well, we'd now never know as she's gone. Number 6. The Butler did it. If you're wondering who is the old guy in the car who busted all the flag smashers right when we thought it all ended well, it is Zemo's crafty old butler we saw in episode 3. Well, whether he did it while being in cahoots with Zemo, we'll know next time. But it was quite shocking to see this character reappear and do something so drastic. Number 5. The references to Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. We saw Sam trying to explain to the government authorities that they were discriminating against the humans who reappeared as Thanos intended. He tells the government authorities to reconsider their plans and incorporate them back into the current happenings somehow. It was a beautiful moment as it even incorporated a statement of how the US government was functioning at that time during the pandemic and was highly relatable. Number 4. #BLM. This movie is the strongest statement there ever exists to incorporating Black people and not discriminating against them. The very fact that the essence of Captain America is not blonde and blue-eyed and can be black is the best tribute that they can ever give to the #BLM. Number 3. Agent Carter's betrayal. The producers are a huge fan of situational irony, and they exploited that with full gusto when Captain America's descendant turns out to be the one about to wreak havoc on the government. That sure was a surprise. Number 2. Karli's character shift. This was done to show that even people who have great ideals and principles can change in the madness of a movement. We see Karli compassionate at the beginning, but quickly gets consumed by the movement, even suggesting to her comrades to kill off people. This was done to show you how you can lose yourself easily in a cause. Number 1. Walker's dilemma. Trust us, the producers just wanted a black costume Captain America, and when Hydra gives him a makeover, boy, we sure know there's good stuff coming in Captain America 4. This was done to salvage Walker's image and would probably work as a Marvel equivalent to Suicide Squad. Let's wait and watch. So, that's all folks. Write in the comment section if you know anything more. Do like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Bye!